Welcome to Bunnex Investment Group. In this video, we are going to talk about a powerful 5-minute scalping strategy. If you go on YouTube, you will definitely find tons of videos on this particular topic, but a lot of them are actually useless, if I can say. Be sure to be part of our Free Signals Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Make sure you stick up to the end of this video to fully comprehend and be able to apply this in your own trading. So firstly, what is scalping? It is basically a trading style which runs as in and out entries. We get a setup, we enter, and we take a small move. We do not focus more on risk to reward, but make use of the issued impulse. This M5 strategy will simplify this whole process of scalping. The first step for this particular strategy is trend identification. It's better to actually trade with the trend. So scalping requires us to trade with the trend rather than calling the tops or bottoms. The first step is to identify the market trend. Is the market going up or is it going down? And this can be simplified using EMAs or EMAs as uptrend will be equal to 50 EMA exponential moving average going above the 200 EMA. So we are saying when 50 crosses the 200 EMA to the upside, we have an upward trend. And when 50 EMA goes below the 200 EMA, we say we have a downward trend. Then the next step is one of the most important parts of this particular trading strategy. But before we talk about that, we have an important announcement for those who wants to master the market maker cycle like the back of their hand, be able to snipe 5 to 8 trades per month, call tops and bottoms with crystal clarity and highly patient. Then this 2 weeks program is for you starting on the 15th to the 26th of May 2023, and the fee for this program is $200. Contact us through our Telegram channel. The next step of our strategy is confirm and entry. On this part, we need to employ another indicator that can read market sentiment like the Traders Dynamic Index, or TDI in short. On the TDI, we need to see evidence of relative strength rising or relative strength dropping. So basically what we are going to be doing on the charts before we go for full explanation is we are going to look for 5200 EMA cross to the upside equal an uptrend, to the downside equal a downtrend. After looking for those parameters of that parameter, we now go on the TDI. For each and every 250 EMA cross, there should only be one entry, meaning that on the TDI we now look for an evidence of reduction or increase in the relative strength index. That means we need to see one leg outside the bands and another leg inside the bands, but this second leg should always be below the first leg. Let me explain on the charts. Alright, so this is EuroCAD, which we are going to illustrate first the concept that we just have talked about. We've said the first thing is to see a 250 EMA cross. In this particular case, I have my 200 in white and my 50 in blue. The first thing that we need to see is a crossover for us to determine trend. As you can see, the market gave us a crossover to the downside. Therefore, everything that comes in front of us is now a downtrend trading style. Then on the bottom part, I have my Traders Dynamic Index, and the Traders Dynamic Index is there to confirm what I see on the charts. In this particular case, we can see that after this, we were now looking for shorts, and shorts only come with the TDI showing us that the market went outside the bands and it went back inside the bands. As you can see, the green line went outside the bands, crossed the red line, which is the signal line, then crossed again up and then crossed back down. So in this particular case, what we are saying is the relative strength index is showing us that the market, the RSI line is showing us that the relative strength is dropping. So this factor that we need to see is 1, then first leg outside the bands, cross signal line, and on this particular case, that is where we start to look for entries as a candlestick reversal pattern. So this becomes our template for all other illustrations that we will make. So this is CHF against JPY. In this particular case, we can see that we had a crossover of the 50-200 EMA. After that crossover, we've said after this, we can now know that the market is in an upward trend context. Then we now need to go over the TDI to see where those two factors are issued. In this particular case, we had the first shark fin to the downside. But after the first shark fin, we did not have the second leg, meaning this was not a valid point of entry. Then here we had a shark fin, although it's microscopic. Then the market went up, went back down to create second leg. Therefore, at this particular point, that is where we were going to make our entry as a scalp trade, right? You can see the TDI is creating the W's for us so that we can see an entry point. We've said for each and every crossover, we look for one pattern. In this particular case, we can see the market actually giving us another crossover, and after that crossover, we start to look for the conditions that we've talked about. Although the market went outside the bands, the second leg was above the first part or the first leg. We need to see an outside movement of the RSI line, but the first leg being above the second leg. Therefore, this was a valid point of entry as a scalp trade. Then we look for another crossover. In this particular case, we had a crossover to the upside, but the market didn't move enough to give us any entry point or any point of confusion. Then in this case, they gave us another entry point, another new trend where we can see 50 crossing 200. We now look for a shark fin or a move outside the bands, and then the market gave us another leg. After giving us another leg, it means this was a point of market entry for a scalp trade. And then the market actually went away. We've said one entry per crossover, not several entries. So in this particular case, what we now wait for is a shark fin outside the TDI and then the second leg being issued. Basically, this is actually a powerful trading strategy which can be used to make a lot of money if done properly. On that note, we come to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.